Welcome to the Down of the Wire podcast. I'm your host, Jet. I'm here with AB, per usual. Again, y'all know the drill. We're not going to run through it again, so just going to jump right into it. We're going to start with the NFL. It's what we always do. Super Bowl pass. We're in the off season, so I just want to touch on the Super Bowl real quick.
Chat.
Yeah, I want to touch on the Super Bowl real quick, as well as some draft discussion, because I want your opinion on that. So Super Bowl, Rams, Patriots, I shouldn't say we all. I'm pretty sure it was one of the worst viewed Super Bowls in a long time. But we saw the Patriots. They beat the Rams. It was a really low scoring game. It was pretty boring. To the fourth quarter, I guess. I kind of expected it. Like we both said the Patriots were going to win. You picked them because you're a fan. I picked them because I've just learned not to bet against Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. I think you're dumb if you do. But yeah,
I honestly wasn't expecting 10. What was it? 10-3?
13-3, yeah.
13-3, yeah. Oh, man, that game was rough to watch, but it was fun at the same time. Oh, because we were watching that game live.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we were in Discord.
Yeah, we were watching it together, and it's like, I don't know. I mean, to me, like, there's a lot of people saying it's going to be high scoring, which is interesting, I guess, because I just assume, like, you know, again, Tom Brady's out there with the guys that he's been there with, God knows how many times now, and that they're going to be able to score on the Rams, but they also felt that the Patriots' defense sucked, and the Rams would be able to score on them. So people just thought it was going to be a high scoring game. My brother and his friend, they predicted that it would be 38-31, I believe. And that was, one of them picked the Patriots winning 38-31. The other one picked the Rams winning 38-31. I don't know. For me, I never had the thought that it would be a super high scoring game. I had a feeling it would be like low scoring, actually, because I just felt like the Patriots are going to stop the run and the Rams would struggle because that's their weakness, which we talked about, in the last podcast. And, so I don't know. It was kind of boring to watch, but at the same time, that's the Patriots. They find how to beat you, and they execute it to perfection. So here we are, 6-time Super Bowl winner Tom Brady.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know, because the Patriots defense, like, when they're playing really good, they're a top defense in the league. Like, last year, up until, like, near the end of the season where they were kind of, like, not playing the greatest, they were, like, they were like a top 5 in points allowed, as in, like, least amount of points allowed. And they were, like, a top 10 run, like, a top 5, top 10 run defense.
Right.
And their pass defense was like top 15 or something like that. Like, when they're playing really good, they're actually a really good defense. And it's partly to the fact because, like, they have so many veterans. They have some good young players too coming up, like Van Noy and all that.
Yeah.
But, like, they have so many veterans. Like, McCourty's been there forever. Chung, Hightower.
Yeah.
Flowers been there for a little bit too. But it's just, but when they're playing bad, their defense is pretty fucking terrible when they're not playing good.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we saw for most of the year the defense wasn't too great, but they did turn it up right when they needed to, right before playoffs. I think it was a few games before the playoffs, you start to see it all clicking together. And once they're in the playoffs, I mean, the defense played great, so that's all that matters. As I say, that's all that matters. In the regular season, all you're doing is playing for a chance to make the playoffs, because once you're in there, it's single elimination. Any team can make it. We saw what the Eagles did last year, what nobody expected, So, and honestly, it felt like they might have done it again this year, even though I really didn't want them to because of how bad they beat the Vikings last year. Still salty about that. So, so really at the end of the day, it's just make the playoffs, and then from there, you just got to win out. It doesn't matter who you are. The Patriots all year, there's people doubting them, so props to you guys for pulling it out. Again, I don't know how you could bet against Brady and Belichick, but people still find a way to do it, so it's crazy.
Feels bad for the Rams.
Yeah. So we'll move on to the next thing. NFL draft is going to be coming up, and, it's an interesting draft. I look at the top. I know the top 3 picks are all defensive players. Well, projected. Obviously, anything can happen. Baker Mayfield wasn't supposed to go number 1 last year, and look what happened. By the way, great pick by the Browns. They finally made a good one. So, yeah. So regardless, it doesn't necessarily mean defensive players will be taking number one. If the Cardinals have the number one pick, which I think they do, yeah, they have the worst record. Number one pick going to the Cardinals. Yeah, in my opinion, you got to take Joey Bosa, or not Joey Bosa, Joey Bosa's brother. And like, to me, it's a no-brainer. You know, like you see what happens with brothers. Sometimes they fail, sometimes they're great, but I don't think you're gonna get a bad pick with that kid. I think he's good, and I think the Cardinals need, you know, if you could put him next to someone like Chandler Jones, I think that's a really good combo because Chandler Jones doesn't have too much time left. I don't think. I'm pretty sure he's older now, but I think it'll be a good combo for them. So I would definitely take him with the number one pick, and they already said Josh Rosen's their guy, so they're not going quarterback.
We'll see how that turns out.
Yeah. So, but speaking of quarterbacks, the one guy I want to talk about, I'm sure we all want to talk about, Kyler Murray. I'm not gonna say anything. I just want your thoughts, AB. What do you think about Kyler Murray?
I mean, he's a great quarterback. I'm not gonna sit here and say he's not a great quarterback. And I mean, he's short, but I mean that really doesn't, like, he's so athletic. Being short's not even like a bad thing at this point in the NFL. I think people got over that. I think people can see that a short, fast, athletic quarterback can play in the NFL, especially when they have an arm, because he can throw it. Most of these, like, all these quarterbacks can throw it. They're not just fast.
Yeah.
And they've shown that they can throw it. But I think, I mean, I don't. There was a lot of, like, you know, all the drama between his decision and everything. I mean, it's like, who cares? Like, it's his decision. He wants to play football more than he might be, because you can be better at one thing, but he wants to play football. Like,
right.
Fuck. But I don't. He's not going to be the number one quarterback pick. I don't think so. I think OU. I think Haskins is going to be the first quarterback pick.
That's what I've seen. That's what I've seen from mock drafts. Is Haskins going to the Giants? I believe is where people are placing him. You know, to take over Eli's spot when he's done. Here's my thoughts on it. I think, like you said, I think Kyler Murray has a good arm, as a lot of these, you know, young guys do. But I think he has a good arm, and I think he could throw accurately. And to be short, like, when you see the NFL and you see some of these coaches that can draw up these plays, like Matt Nagy did such a great job. You know, I watched the Bears twice this year against the Vikings, as well as any other game where, you know, they were playing like another good team or whatever, just to watch. The plays that Matt Nagy was able to draw up for Trubisky just seem like beautifully ideal plays for somebody like Kyler Murray. So that's why I think it's so situational, where if he goes to a team where he could fit and you know, have plays that are designed to make him successful, I think he's going to be a great quarterback. I'm not saying he's going to be, you know, the next, you know, best thing. I'm not saying he's going to be the next Pat Mahomes and throw for 50 touchdowns, but I'm saying that he could be a really good quarterback for a team and be their guy, you know. So it'll be interesting to see. And I honestly want him to be great, because there were a lot of people that are like, oh, he's too short, or, you know, this and that. So, or he should have played baseball because it's, you know, he would have had a better shot at being successful, blah, blah. Like, it's irrelevant. The kid made his choice. You know, he made his bed, now he's going to lay in it. So hopefully he knows what he's doing, and hopefully he goes to a team that utilizes him the way he should be. And, yeah. So I think it'll be fun to watch.
I really like that analogy.
So, yeah, because, like, you know, I was thinking, like, also with fantasy football, you know, like, coming into this year, there were some rookies where, like, you know, the Saquon Barkleys and people like that, you know, you're thinking of fantasy, and, like, these are guys that you're like, holy crap, I'm going to have to pick them up in fantasy. There's none really like that with this draft, because there's a lot of defensive players going in the top, so I think it'll be interesting.
It's like all defensive players.
Yeah. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see where Kyler Murray lands. It'll be interesting to see if he's going to be a starter day one. And honestly, it might be something to watch, you know, for all you fantasy heads out there. If he's in free agency and you're looking for a quarterback, maybe yours got hurt or yours ain't playing well, take a look what Kyler Murray's doing, because you never know. You never know. He's got potential, you know. So, and I feel when you're talented, and, you know, you'll find a way to be great. So we'll see what happens with him.
I really want to see who the Giants pick for QB, because, I mean, I don't see them not picking a QB. They need a QB. They got Barkley. They got their offensive weapon line. I mean, like,
believe it or not, I could see them not taking a QB, but at the same time, it's like, who are you going to pick that's not a QB type of situation? You know what I mean? Like, because they're not like the highest for the pick. I think if they were higher, or maybe they trade up, I think they'd take one of those top defensive players. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. But yeah, so that's it for the NFL. There's not much. I mean, there's some off-season stuff going on. Some people got cut today, but nothing too crazy that I've seen. So we're gonna jump over to the NBA. NBA even itself, not as crazy as we all would have hoped for the trade deadline. So we'll talk about it. Anthony Davis was the big headline for the trade deadline, going to the Lakers. That's what everybody wanted, or at least Lakers fans wanted. I think Pelican fans wanted. They don't necessarily want him gone because he's bad. They just want him gone because it's like, all right, the guy obviously doesn't want to be here anymore. He does have some injury problems. Like, ironically, it just popped up today that an MRI revealed some injury in his shoulder or something, so he might not play in the All-Star game. Like, he has dealt with injuries in his career. It's not like he's played a lot of games, like, consistently, So I understand he's a great young player, but at the end of the day, if you're not on the court, it doesn't matter how great you are. So it is something to think about. But that was like the big news of trying to get him to the Lakers. The Lakers literally offered everybody and everything that they had. Pelicans still said no. So
yeah, I mean, fuck the Pelicans.
That's coming from a Lakers fan, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm glad that they didn't, because like that was not a good that last.
I don't think so.
I don't know if it was true or not. But if that last thing was true, it was like Kuzma, Rondo, Stevenson, Lonzo, Ingram. It was like 6 picks.
Zubac.
If that was real,
yeah,
and the Pelicans declined that, then they're literally idiots. They're fucking retarded.
Well, I don't think the Lakers offered 6 picks. I think the last one that they physically offered was the 2 first-round picks, and then all those players that were mentioned. I think what made it fall through was when the Pelicans came back saying that they wanted like 4 first-round picks and then a couple second rounds on top of that. That's where it all kind of fell down.
Some stupid.
Yeah.
See, the Pelicans part, I mean, them not taking that deal, stupid, first of all, by them.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm a Lakers fan, but like offering all that for Anthony Davis, stupid.
That's what I was saying, Like, I feel like nobody brought that up of, like, for me, dude, Kyle Kuzma, I think, is a great player. I'm not saying he's Anthony Davis level, don't get me wrong, but he's a great player, in my opinion. I think he can continue to be a really good starter for the Lakers, right? He's super versatile, being able to shoot.
And it was one of those things where it's like cost effectiveness. Like, I mean, like, how much are you going to give away for like Anthony Davis to be effective? Like, if we just that's literally like our whole team. That's like
literally, yeah, the whole team.
All our starters. It's literally all our starters except LeBron, and then like 2 bench players.
Yeah.
Plus picks. And you're getting Anthony Davis back. Who are you going to replace the starters with? Like, I mean, we still have Josh Hart, I guess. I mean, he's a beast, but I mean,
honestly, I think at one point Josh Hart was a part of the trade, actually, believe it or not. So it was crazy. Again, I don't think it would have worked out. To me, Brandon Ingram needs to go. I've said that for a little. I think his potential is high, but for some reason there's something going on that's not allowing him to hit that, and I don't know what it is, but maybe it's a change of scenery he needs. I don't know. He's giving me some crazy Jabari Parker vibes right now. No offense to Jabari Parker, but he hasn't quite played out to where people thought he would be. So if I'm the Lakers, I would find a way to deal Brandon Ingram, get the best you can get for him whenever they can, if that's this offseason or sometime during the year next year, whatever the case may be. But I'm keeping Kuzma. I'm keeping Lonzo for now, unless you get like a really good offer for him. Just because I love the way he can facilitate and control the game. I think he's really good at it. So yeah, I mean, it was a crazy offer. Like, I don't even know why it was made. So
yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, I'm kind of glad they didn't take it, but I feel we had an offer before that. I forgot. There was another offer before that. Like, I don't think it included Kuzma. I think it was just like Lonzo, Ingram. I think it was Lonzo, Ingram, Zubac, and a pick for Anthony Davis. Like, as much as I love Lonzo, and Brandon Ingram, like, I don't know. I still have hope for him, but like, if it's for Anthony Davis, like,
yeah, if it was Lonzo, Ingram, Zubac, and even 2 first-round picks, I'm okay with that.
What it was.
You send it through.
I think that's what it is. And I was like, okay, I'm really like, like I love Lonzo, but it's like I'm not mad for Anthony
No,
Davis, and we
yeah,
still keep Kuz. We still have Josh Hart,
yep,
Rondo still. Yeah, it's
I
like
agree.
okay, that's not a bad trade. I would do that.
Yeah, same. I
Pelicans
agree.
obviously didn't see that,
Nope.
but
They obviously wanted a lot
the
more.
last thing that happened, yeah, they're tripping. And then they just fired their GM today, Dell.
Yeah, they
Demps,
did.
whatever his name is.
I don't understand what that was about. Like the whole, I mean, honestly, like like we talked about this. I feel like it might have just been like a case of we're gonna
I
get
think
a
they were gonna
team
fire him
wild up,
anyways.
and get their players to not like each other because like you said with the Lakers, like they welcome LeBron in. Like these young players are like, yeah, LeBron, come here. We want to learn from you. Obviously, like you've had success. You've gone to the finals, freaking 8 years in a row or whatever it was, 8 or 9 years in a row. So it's like, yeah, like we want you to come through. We want you to teach us and help us win. At the end of the day, you want to win games. So then to welcome him. And then it's like, all right, LeBron plays a part in the fact that they're going to trade everybody for Anthony Davis because, Anthony Davis and LeBron are the same manager now or whatever, or same agent. So it's like I'd be a little upset if I was a young dudes, like to kind of get portrayed like that. But at the end of the day, it is business, and Anthony Davis is better than all of them individually. But is it worth it as the whole package? And obviously, we see that it wasn't. So, yeah, it was
Exactly.
an interesting situation. But one team I want to talk
I
about.
think that they were gonna fire him anyways, but it was just one of those things where like you didn't do
Yeah,
anything, so we're
probably.
gonna
Yeah.
fire you still.
So one team I want to talk about that I feel won the trade deadline. I think there's another team that made a really good move. I can't think of them off the top of my head. But the one we're going to talk about is the 76ers. I think they made
That was awesome.
the best trade. They got rid of nothing, really, to bring in Tobias Harris. And, this starting lineup, dude. Ben Simmons, J.J. Redick, Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid. To me, this is the team to beat in the East. Like, I know the Raptors are good. I know they got some pieces. And now they got, don't get me wrong, bringing in Marc Gasol to go with Kawhi Leonard and Kyle Lowry. Like, that's a nice... And,
that's a good one
and
too.
Siakam
Kawhi
is out here
Leonard.
balling. I don't know where this man's come from, but Jesus, dude, he's been killing it. Are you kidding me? Like, he put up, 44 points or something stupid the other night? Like, I was like, all right, I don't know where this guy's coming from. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the Raptors are, like, out of the question. But to me, come playoff time, like, J.J. Redick's a knockdown shooter. The Raptors don't have that. There's no one on their team that you're like, you look at them and you're like, he's going to hit that shot. Danny Green is the closest they got, but I'm taking J.J. Redick over Danny Green. Maybe. I might be tripping on that because of Danny Green's success in the playoffs, but I'm taking J.J. Redick, okay? You got Jimmy Butler, great defender. So, obviously Kawhi is too, but
That lineup is pretty insane though. Tobias.
yeah.
Lineup's
You got
insane thinking
the
about it.
biggest snub from the All-Star game when he was in the Western Conference, which was obviously right before the the trade deadline with the whole like All-Star voting. And Tobias Harris, a lot of people consider him the biggest snub. So you got him on your team now, and then you got Ben Simmons, who's a 7-foot point guard, and we know he can't shoot, but he can facilitate really well. He can control a game. And then you got Joel Embiid, who's emerged as one of the best centers in the league, and he's continued to stay healthy for them, which is great because obviously that was his big problem in the beginning of his career. So this is a great lineup. Shout out to Elton Brand taking over the GM spot for the Sixers. Fantastic job.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
You can just tell they're going for like right now.
Oh,
because
yeah.
They gave away because in that trade they gave away a lot of picks. They gave away like a protected lottery round pick, first round.
Uh-huh.
They gave away a lot of picks, but you get Tobias and like that lineup is insane. Like they're making a playoff run. They're making a playoff run this year.
And
I think they're making Eastern Conference Finals for me.
Yeah, I think they'll make the Eastern Conference Finals. I think they make the finals. Again, there's only so. Here's the thing with the Bucks. The Bucks are playing great right now. I don't have faith in them come playoff time. I don't know why. It's just a gut feeling. I don't even have anything to back it up besides the fact of it's my gut feeling, and I don't think they're going to be great.
I just don't think they can compete in a 7-game series. Like obviously, they have the ability to beat a team, like one game or whatever. But I don't think they can beat a high-power team in a 7-game series.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll last. They'll put up a good fight, but I just don't think.
So
I don't think like Giannis would have to be because they have good players like they have Middleton
yeah.
and stuff like that. But like Giannis is really your only guy.
Here's how I look at the Eastern Conference. Look at last year in the playoffs. The Sixers made it to the second round of the playoffs, I believe, and they went 7 games with the Celtics, I believe. Now, granted, that Celtics team was hurt, so I think the Sixers should have won. But this is also a Sixers team that didn't have Jimmy Butler and they didn't have Tobias Harris. You know what I mean? So when you factor those things in, it's like, all right, now we're cooking over here because that Celtics team's the same team except for the fact that they have some of their starters back, which Gordon Hayward hasn't been playing great. I know he had a gruesome injury, and I know it takes time to get back in the swing of things, but he hasn't been playing that great. I think he's only had one good game. I've seen him drop like 20-something points. Kyrie's Kyrie. He's always going to be Kyrie. But at the same time, the way that the other guards stepped up last year in the playoffs for the Celtics, I think production-wise you're going to see about the same, whether it's them or Kyrie. You know what I mean? Meaning in a sense of what they did last year. I think you'll see that from Kyrie. Maybe a little bit extra. He might be able to get you that clutch bucket you need like we saw him do in the finals. But I don't think you're going to see too much of a difference in that Celtics team. The Raptors are the only team where it's like, okay, now they got rid of DeRozan, but they brought in Kawhi. They got rid of Valanciunas, who I think is an underrated center, but they brought in Marc Gasol, who's ex-defensive player of the year, to go with Kawhi, who's multiple defensive player of the year. You know what I mean? So I think the Raptors and the Sixers, depending on the seeding, obviously, but these are the two teams I would pick for the Eastern Conference Finals. I think the Raptors aren't going to choke anymore now that LeBron's out of the East. And, so that's that. So, I mean, we'll see.
There's some good teams.
We're further into the season than I thought, honestly.
Yeah, it's already about to be the second half. I mean, the celebrity game is tonight. Yeah. Skills, 3-point dunks, everything tomorrow, and then Sunday's the All-Star game.
We're beyond half the season, by the way. Like, I'm pretty sure there's only 20-something games left. So, yeah.
I always thought the All-Star game was like, well, yeah, because the finals are in what, like June or something?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's half. It's like 3 months, bro. No, March, April, May. It's like 4 more months. Come on, kid.
Yeah, but that's finals. If you include finals, yes, because things are spaced out more. In regards to games, there's only 20-something games left. Because there's teams that have like 40 wins and close to 20 losses.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so... Because like playoffs is spaced out, you know what I mean? They allot at least like over a week in case a game has to go to 7 or a series has to go to 7 games. Like they have to give it that time. So, yeah. So, anyways, that's that.
Yeah.
One other thing with the NBA.
Yeah, because there's been like.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's like less than 60 games played. So yeah, you're right. It's like 20-some games.
Yeah. So All-Star Weekend, obviously, we just mentioned is here. Tonight is the celebrity game.
Giannis, such a bad. Never let him draft. Never let him be a GM.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Giannis's team kind of scares me in a bad way, not like scares you like, oh my god, they're gonna be good. I think Team LeBron's gonna win. Here's what I'm excited for.
No, that's what I'm talking about. It's like it's so bad. Like it's this team. Like obviously, it's like the best players in the world. Like when you see like LeBron have like. I don't even remember. It's like James Harden. It's like KD, I think, is on LeBron's team too.
Yep, KD.
Like those two, and it's like you already know he drafted better. Like that.
So, so All-Star Weekend. It's always fun to watch. I'll try to catch as many events as I can. I don't even know the schedules. I haven't seen like what's scheduled or whatever. But yeah, so. What I'm excited for, definitely the most excited for, is what the NBA did, which was adding I forget what they called it, but basically Dwayne Wade and Dirk Nowitzki. Obviously, it's Dwayne Wade's last year. I don't know if it's Dirk's last year. I think it's like a possibility, but I don't think it's final if it is. So to add both of them to the All-Star game as like a bonus was super dope. I was like, when I saw that, credit to freaking Adam Silver, man, because I think he's done a great job being the commissioner, and that to me was like one of the best things he could have done. So again, what I'm excited for is this beautiful picture that we all know and love, iconic, Dwayne Wade alley-oop to LeBron James. Dwayne Wade already said that's all he wants to do is get that alley-oop to LeBron James. It's the last time they'll ever play together in the NBA. So yeah, I mean this would be great, you know.
Thanks a lot, Jet. Over here, fucking dying. You're just keep it going on.
Yeah.
You bitch.
So yeah, I mean I can't wait. This is gonna be awesome. Hopefully, like, all right. So this is a perfect world scenario. Okay, they recreate this picture, right? Like they throw the alley oop, he does the pose, they recreate it side by side, legendary. This is an iconic photo. Like this is like when you think of LeBron and Wade duo, this is the first picture that comes to mind. And if it's not, you're lying. All right, because this was great. So this is really what I'm excited for. I'm not gonna lie. So what about you? You excited about anything with All Star? I mean, there's not a lot of
Kobe's not
Lakers
in it,
on
I'm
there
not excited.
besides LeBron.
Exactly.
But yeah. So regardless of that, one other thing I thought was pretty cool is this new jersey they revealed, the jersey of the future, where you could change the number and the name on
I
the
saw that on
jersey.
Instagram.
Like with I don't know if it's with your phone or with like a specific remote that they have for the jersey. I didn't get into the details of it. All I know is that you could change basically who you want to rep with your jersey by changing the number and name. This is super dope.
That was pretty dope. It was.
Yeah. Like to me, if you could put this onto a team, because this is for like, it looks like this is for the All-Star Game jerseys. I'm not necessarily thinking that they're going to use that in the All-Star Game because it's kind of pointless. I think it's just something that they wanted to
I think
unveil.
it's just like it's one of those things like your possibility of a future.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
technology, but it's like those CES and stuff. They always have like prototypes.
Right.
And stuff,
Yeah.
but stuff
So-
is far down the line.
Definitely cool because like if you could imagine like, think about it, like you buy a jersey for your favorite team and you got to get like one player on it. You can't change it. But if you bought this, like they could just sell team jerseys. You buy your size, your team, and you could put whoever you want on it, which is great because it's like I buy a LeBron James Cavalier jersey when he's still playing for the Cavs, and then he leaves for the Lakers, and it's like maybe I want to rock somebody else in my Cavs jersey now. You know what I mean? So this is awesome. I feel like it'd be expensive for the general public to buy a jersey like this because I don't know what goes into it. But definitely cool though. Definitely a dope, concept. So
All I know is I put up the celebrity game right now. First thing I see, Ray Allen hits a 4-point shot. Dope. But then I saw someone miss a wide open layup twice in a row. Okay.
yikes.
And I mean, what is the right word? There is a small person on the court.
Oh, all right, good. All right, well, anyways, moving on.
The M word could be offensive. Oh, dwarf. That's what it is.
Okay.
That's the correct thing.
So here's the deal. This is the last thing we're going to talk about today. We want to keep it short. This one is not sports related. It's actually gaming related. It's the first time we're going to be talking about actual gaming on here. Because like I said, I do want to talk about sports, music, and gaming. It's hard to get all three in the same episode because you have to have news on it. But so here's what we're going to talk about. Again, first time we're talking about gaming on here. Apex Legends obviously came out. It's been a week and a half, I think, since it came out. Doing numbers, more views than Fortnite on Twitch. Obviously, that wouldn't happen without Fortnite's success. I think some people are forgetting that. But what are your thoughts? I know you've played Apex Legends a good amount. Like, what do you think of the game itself?
I mean, it's just like, for me, I'm just having more fun with it than Fortnite. I mean, I haven't played on the new Fortnite patch at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw the changes, and obviously, like I can already like the Fortnite changes, but
Right.
it's just a good change of pace. It's like a fast pace, it's kind of like a Twitch shooter because like you're moving so fast, and especially on PC, like you're sitting here, like when you're playing and you're in the middle of a fight, you're sitting here, you're sliding, you're jumping, you're using all your abilities all at once. You have to be like, you just have to be on point with your movement. That's the whole game. Like Apex is all about like how building as a Fortnite movement is to Apex. Because if you have shit movement in Apex, you are literally the worst player in the game. Like your aim won't save you.
Yeah,
that
that's
much.
actually-
Someone will just like
That's a really good comparison that I never even thought to make that comparison in regards to, being, successful at the game. That's definitely true though, because, You know, like I've played with people and like they'll try to shoot somebody and they're just standing out in the open and they're just trying to spray at somebody instead of like, you know, popping some shots, you know, dipping behind something. Like there's definitely there's a simplicity to the game that I think is what makes it great. But there's also a complexity to how you could play it to be really successful. But yeah.
Yeah, it's simple to where anybody can play it because it's just in like it's basically like a Titanfall. So basically an FPS. And
Right.
That's how simple it is to get into it. Like Call of Duty, like Blackout's Battle Royale. You have that simple first-person shooter, real easy to get into, real easy to shoot. Like a lot of people can get into it and be semi-decent.
Right.
But then it's always like that next level. Once you get your movement down and you know when to use your skills and everything, and especially since it's kind of like Overwatch and games like that where you have to have a good comp. Just like composition. Like if you have good legends together, and your guys can move well together, like you're just like that's how you play the game. It's just you could be either really good, an average, decent, like regular normie player, or complete trash. That's like all the games.
Right. No, definitely. Like I said, I've been loving playing it. I've been playing it a lot, definitely more than Fortnite. It's still yet to be determined if that's just because it's a shiny new toy, or if it's because it's actually a better game. There's some people thinking it's a Fortnite killer, and I just don't see that being the case. I don't know if any game could do that because Fortnite updates their game so regularly that they're either ahead of the curve or they're keeping up with it. You know, like this recent patch for Fortnite fixed a lot of things that people complained about, but it seems like the only reason we got it is because of how successful Apex has been, and they're trying to bring people back. So, I don't know. It's interesting. Like I said, I've been really enjoying the game, and I hope other people have. There's some people that aren't fans of it. I don't know if it's maybe just because they're not good at it or they just don't like that kind of play style, the way it moves, because it definitely doesn't move the same as a game like Fortnite. But yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of fun. It has like a Titanfall, esque movement and like looks to it.
Basically Titan.
Because
it's
the
made
same. Yeah, it's the same people that made it. So
it was
I
supposed
can understand
to be Titanfall 3, but then they just axed that whole.
I got you.
They axed it.
It makes sense.
Like, they were even talking about they tried so many ways to try to put Titans in it, but they were like, at the end of the day, it was just like there's no way you could implement Titans and not have it be unbalanced. So
about to say and not have it be super OP. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, the quote was like they tried so many ways to implement it, but at the end of the day, it's just if you have it in the game, it's unbalanced. So.
Right. Yeah. That's understandable.
It's fun though. Apex. I think it'll stay. It's definitely gonna stay around.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think anything's ever gonna like kill Fortnite. Like
no,
even
I
if
agree.
Fortnite drops, like I think Fortnite has already reached its peak in terms of like viewerships and even streamers and everything, like in terms of viewerships and everything, it's all going down. But I think that was going to happen either way. Something was going to happen either way that was going to lead it to its like leading to it not plateauing, but like normalizing.
Yeah, just leveling out. Yeah,
it was just going to level out eventually either way. And I think just Apex is leveled it out, and now it's just going to be like it's still getting like insane views, like don't get me wrong, but like 237,000 viewers. Apex is like 300K.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still gonna be the most popular game on Twitch, for now. But it's like.
Yeah, like I said, for now, Apex is a shiny new toy,
usually.
especially to streamers, and the only way to get people viewing a game is to have streamers streaming it, and when you have your biggest streamers from Fortnite streaming Apex, the ninjas, the courage, the shrouds, like people like that, like obviously viewership on Apex is going to be through the roof because those are the people playing it. You know what I mean? If you just simply took like, if you cut out big streamers, right, and you just had two people that nobody knew, one playing Fortnite, one playing Apex, it would be the viewership would be a lot different. You know what I mean? Because that now you're going based off. What game do I enjoy watching? Is it Fortnite or Apex? And you're going to have very different numbers than like Apex when it was, Apex had 300,000 viewers, Fortnite had like 100,000. You know what I mean? It'd be much different than that. So, yeah. That's what made Fortnite blow up, though. So that it makes sense that Apex is doing it. So
Apex paid so much money, bro. Like literally, they paid all the top streamers. Like all the top streamers just add. Like it's like
Oh, really?
Disrespect.
I didn't even know that.
Ninja. No, I don't know. Ninja wasn't sponsored, but it was like Daquan, Hamlin's, Myth, like
That's interesting.
Cloak. I think like like they paid a lot of just regular streamers, like Fortnite streamers.
That's smart.
I guess, but they just played. They paid like all the big streamers that day came out and just like ads.
I didn't know
Or, like,
that.
you know,
That's
the
smart
type of
though.
hashtag ad. Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, that's gonna be it. You know, we'll get into some more detail on the next one about
Dr. Oz
certain things. What?
Dr. Oz is in the Celebrity All-Star.
Oh my god. All right. So we're gonna end it here. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Thank you for watching, and see you next week. Yeah. Hopefully we get some more news in regards to like off-season, things going on in the leagues, because right now it's kind of boring. We want the big boy moves. We want to see the, like, where's Le'Veon Bell going? Antonio Brown requested a trade. Where is he going? We want to know these things, all right? So let's just get a move on, NFL, because we got stuff to talk about. All right.
Why'd you have to add accent?
I don't know, because I felt like it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Tune in next time, and we outie.
That was terrible.
That was great.